There's a group called Demand Abolition, and what they're doing right now is trying to convince the government to start collecting DNA information on people who are caught paying prostitutes for sex. So right now the government does not collect DNA on people who get accused of that, but the government does collect DNA on other people who are accused of crimes. For instance, according to the 2005 reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, anyone arrested for any crime, whether or not they are convicted, any non-U.S. citizen detained or stopped by federal authorities for any reason, and everyone in federal prison will have their DNA collected. Now that in and of itself is problematic, because if these people have not been convicted of a crime yet, why is the government collecting their DNA and keeping it in this massive database? Right? But
totally agree.
But they're not doing that right now with people who are being arrested for having sex with prostitutes. So this Demand Abolition group is like, no, we can't have that. We want to make sure we collect their data as well as a deterrent.
Right. As a deterrent to this horrible crime of having sex.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, they're paying for sex. And why is it your business? Because I'm a conservative who believes in limited government. What? If you're a conservative, shouldn't you not care about people's sex lives at all and want the government to get the hell out of their business? Well, not if you're these pervy wankers who like to follow around guys having sex with prostitutes and do God knows what to those ideas and thoughts. So I'm sure you'd like to collect as much information as you like, you pervs, but of course we're against this. First of all, prostitution should be legal. So there you have that. Second of all, if it's, even under these circumstances, we need to collect your DNA. Because you are a very dangerous threat to this society. My God, what if you were with a prostitute? You know what would happen next? No, I don't. What would happen next? I don't know. You get your rocks off. I don't know. What is it my business what you do with a prostitute, right?
Yeah.
But now, even if you're not even convicted, which means that they might have picked you up, you didn't even have the sex yet, we don't know, maybe you were in the street at the same time, and that's it. We got to collect your DNA and put it with the rest of the criminals. Why do you want to do a deterrent? These guys, man, get out of our lives. And, come on. And as a libertarian, what are you doing ever voting for Republicans who all agree with this kind of nonsense? Not all of them do, but a great majority of them do.
What I never understand is, if it doesn't affect you personally, and it doesn't affect society in any way, shape, or form, why does it bother you so much? You have two consenting adults. The only difference between them having sex is there's an exchange of money, right? But who cares? How does that make it different from anyone else having sex, as long as there are two consenting adults? It's mind-blowing to me. And also, there's this whole debate out now about the gay community and how, Cynthia Nixon said that homosexuality wasn't necessarily something she was born with. It was her choice. And people are like, Republicans are now pointing fingers and they're saying, see, it's not some genetic thing. It's not something that you're born with. They made this decision, so we should outlaw gay marriage, right? But why? Why? Even if it is a choice that they make at some point in their lives, why does it matter to you? How does it affect your marriage? How does it affect your personal life?
I love what you're saying there, because so she made a choice to be with a certain sexual partner or a romantic partner. So obviously we should ban it. But why? Why? And of course, the real reason why, because they think that their sky god forbids it, right? And the great irony of this is that when it comes to prostitution, the sky god actually loves it. Yahweh can't get enough of it. Have you ever read the Bible? These people amaze me. There's whores all over the Bible. There's concubines, there's prostitutes. Sometimes a guy will have sex with a girl thinking she is a hooker. Turns out she's not a hooker, but his relative. And God will be like, oh, it was an honest mistake. You thought it was a hooker. Of course, who wouldn't have sex with a hooker? Okay, it's in the Bible. Read it, right? And they're like, no, Yahweh would hate the hookers. And that's why we need to keep track of your DNA so we can judge you. You don't even, you're such a clown. You didn't even read what your sky god told you. So you're trying to judge us based on nonsense. Get out of our lives.